Extended Family Living, Homesteading on an Acre. Today's episode, Darning Socks, a Quick Cleaning, and more. Filmed and edited by Michel Gontier, and music by Gabriel Witcher. We start out with me attempting to start the process of darning my sock. And as I start to pull the needle, I feel my thread slipping and I realize, oh no, I didn't tie it off properly at the end. So I stop the process and I start over. But first, we stop for a quick coffee break. And here we have a glass, and I pour the coffee into the glass, and then I pour the milk into the coffee. Look at that beauty as it swirls. Isn't that beautiful, folks? Now, back to sewing. So here on my coffee table, you'll see I have a magnetic pincushion, a small pair of scissors, a thimble, and pins for holding things together, and of course the needle. So I stick the sock back onto my hand, or should I say I put my hand back into the sock, and I start to grab the needle with a thread on it to start to do the stitching process. And I remember I really need my glasses. So I reach over, I grab my glasses, I put them on, and then I start the sewing process. I find a hole that is part of the weave of the sock on one side of the hole that I'm trying to stitch up. And I go to the other side. After I go down into one hole and then up into the other, as the weave, I should say. And that helps pull it together. I pull it tight and then I start stitching another one. And I keep stitching like this, pulling the hole together to make it so that it's mended. It takes me less time to explain it, and I'm not sure I'm doing justice, because I'm trying to explain something that's very visual, but I do mainly by feel and with limited vision. So I'm not sure how to explain this process to you all. However, if you can see it, you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Anyhow, I keep working on doing this stitching until the sock is properly mended. I'm just using whatever thread that I have, and I think it turns out to be a olive green thread, which is fine by me because not like anybody's going to see this pair of socks. Except me, at least not where it's ripped. And the socks actually came out working out perfect. I wore them today. That being said, I've actually been darning my socks for quite a number of years. I started doing that when I was quite young. It was just something simple that I could learn how to do, and I learned, and I enjoyed it, and I discovered, oh, I can save money on socks in my adulthood. I don't have to keep buying them just because I got one caught when I was walking stocking footed and it got ripped on something. Oh, I can go and fix the sock. So it's cut down on a lot of shopping bills and trips and stuff like that, just by darning my own socks. And darning is the proper term for sewing socks. You know, repairing them, mending them. I don't know where the actual term came from, and I don't know how long it's been used, but I do know that people have been darning their socks for many, many years. It may have fallen out of general practice in this 21st century, but I happen to know that back in the 1900s, people did darn their socks. It may not have been everybody, because by the 1980s and the 1990s, people already became quite throwaway. You know, buy something, it gets a hole, you throw it away. Well, I've always been somebody that thinks use it up, wear it out, make do, or do without. It's just a good old New England way. And I like the fact that I have the physical ability to take needle and thread and mend whatever I have to wear. That being said, it does cut down on the clothing budget. Also, I like the fact that if I want to, I can also make myself clothing. And in some of my videos, you'll see me with a skirt that's got, I guess, a burgundy red or brown color. It's like a brownish, reddish brownish color, something like that. And it's got black on it for a print. This print I've got in like 4 skirts, 2 of which I made myself. And I've gotten a lot of tips from sewing books and from my mom on quick fixes for adjusting things here and there. And I'm going to have to do some alterations on my favorite one, which is the newest one that I made of late, because I made the waistband a little bit too big. This being said, people do need to know that you don't have to have excellent vision to be able to do really good sewing. I've been sewing for many years. I can do quilting, I can make my own skirts, and I will attempt to make my own blouse one of these days because, frankly, I don't like what they're selling out there in the stores. So, in my total Yankee way of doing things, or should I say New England way, my mind goes to, I don't like what they're providing me, I'm going to make my own. So that's what I do. I enjoy sewing. It is something to me that is very relaxing. It's fulfilling because I can wear something and people don't always know that I've made it. And it's really neat when somebody says, "Where'd you get that?" And I can say, "I made it." So here I'm finishing up the last bit of stitching on the sock and snipping the thread because I just made the knot that finishes it up. What you don't see is off screen where I'm taking care of the needle and thread and finishing up that kind of stuff, making sure they're taken care of. And then I do pick them up in front of you, show you what I mended, and then I ball them up so that they're mated. And like I said, that's the pair of socks I wore today. I actually did the mending a couple days ago. And there we have it. Darned socks. And I'm not using that as a swear word because I did darn the socks. Here now I start to do some light cleaning. Now, underneath that desk over there, that table that I'm using for a desk, you could probably see, if you have good vision, that it's really nasty. I had a couch leaning up against this wall here in my office, and I decided I don't like that there. I really need another desk, so I moved the chair out of the way and I take my homemade cleaner and I spritz down the floor. You didn't see the first spritzing of the floor that really worked to get the stuff up, and you didn't see me start with the cleaning in the room because I had already been already been cleaning before I started recording. So here I am using my homemade cleaner, which is rubbing alcohol, Dawn dish detergent, and water that I mix together. It's just about a drop or 2 of the Dawn dish detergent and probably about a 1/4 cup of rubbing alcohol, and the rest of it is water. It's a really great all-purpose cleaner that's working well with these floors. They're softwood instead of hardwood, and so I have to be careful what I use on them, I guess. Anyhow, it gets the floor clean. I used some other cleaners that just made them sticky, and I had a hang of a time trying to get the sticky off, and I didn't like that because I like a clean floor that's not sticky. But this homemade cleaner really worked. So as you can see, I used a Swiffer and I cleaned. And a few times I do step out of the camera view while I'm cleaning, but it's just a quick cleaning. It's not like a major cleaning that you do right before, springtime and, if you have a holiday coming up or something. It's just a quick cleaning. Now when I'm cleaning, I like to play something in the background. So that's why I don't have the volume on this. I will play a podcast or a video, or I'll play something on YouTube. I'll play even an audiobook. I really do like listening to audiobooks. And I will enjoy listening to something, usually inspirational, while I'm cleaning, something to get me motivated for doing things and getting things accomplished. This really helps me to get more done during the day. Frequently, I'll even put on some really good music that I can clean to, because that really gets things done a lot quicker as well. So yes, I continue with doing the cleaning. And there I put my chair back into its place. And I go over and I work in another area of, in front of another spot, like where I got the camera set up. Of course, you can't see what I'm doing because I just plain left it there while I did stuff, instead of going with different camera angles and things. And now, outside, Mom is shutting up the coops. And she also rakes a little in the pen with the large coop. This is so that she cleans the walkway so that we don't track stuff in as easily into the house. This also makes it so that the birds can get what they want easier, because it's all going to be put back into one area. Now, we lock our birds up overnight because we have predators in our area. We have bears and lynx, and we also have wolves and foxes. So with all the predators in our region, it's really stupid if we were just to let our birds just free range all night long. In the daytime, we sometimes let the older birds, which are in the pen that she's going to now, we sometimes let them free range, but only when we are there to protect them if they need protecting. Because let's face it, people, chickens are not always the smartest thing in the world. And we, as stewards over these creatures, we need to make sure that they're protected and well taken care of, fed appropriately, watered appropriately, with safe places to stay. And that's what we do. They're already in?
Yeah.
Probably the easiest job you've ever had at putting them in.
What was that?
That's probably the easiest job you've ever had at putting them in.
Yeah. When they're all in, it's kind of hard to put them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want notifications, then ring my bell.